Hello， 大家好，我是宅君，欢迎回到天外世界。哎，你有名字？
New face, huh? You from off-world? A ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. Had enough, we did. So now we're striking.
罢工啊！
It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor Velma goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. Us on Monarch, we're free from the board, you know? We have the right to lobby for better hours and pay. I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but Velma won't even hear us out. Maybe you could just make her listen to our demands. You would do that? We sure are lucky you decided to come up to the patio today. Sure thing. What did you want to discuss? If I knew that, I'd have tried it. Talking reasonably got me nowhere. Maybe you'll fare better. The others wanted to blackmail her, but we're above that. Besides, them are just rumors. I would never endorse such an untoward tactic, you know, but, well, there's rumors that Velma's taking a cut off the profits. So far, it's just gossip, you know, but if there was any proof to be had, it'd be in the Saltuna warehouse, I reckon.
维马。
You ever think about what goes on in a marauder's head?
No, they're crazy.
But they still manage to feed themselves.
Wrap Musk and Canadize, right here.
All I need
Sebastian.
Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in a raptidont? You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts.
No, thank you.
I don't know. Celia usually buys whatever I have, and Mr. Pickett seemed real interested. So I thought maybe I was onto something. She works for Sanjar at MSI. She's also Stellar Bay's biggest collector of canid incisors. And I should know, because she buys them from me. He came to Stellar Bay years ago, just before the board cut us off. Ended up stuck here. He was always real interested in our monsters. Mantiqueens, especially. Who wouldn't be?
Me?
Now that just sounds like a fancy way to say boring people. Sure, they're real big. Hard to miss them. Well, I could send you to the same place I sent Mr. Pickett. But I haven't seen him in a few weeks. To tell true, I'm starting to get a bit worried about him. Tell you what, I'll tell you where I sent Mr. Pickett if you promise to look for him. Help him out if he's got himself in trouble. Fair deal?
On my way.
All right then. Leave town through the southern gate, the one right here, and head past the abandoned ruins. Last mannequin I saw was in the wilds out that.
不，不要吓人啊！
Ma'am, please, I need your help. I can pay.
You can pay.
Oh, thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature. Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back.
It's more dissolving than melting.
That is not helpful. Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said, He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen. Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Of course.
Well, I guess I can't ask you to leave the town walls for free. I've got some bits saved up for a rainy day. I'll give you every last one if you just bring my Tucker back to me. He's been pining for an adventure. Says I warned him. A Raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Stupid kid.
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boys run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a Manta Queen hasn't... Those low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh,
Not sure I'm seeing the problem here.
You're one of them, aren't you? You should be ashamed of yourself, young man. Just as your mama would be. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still, if they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all up. Thank you. Oh, I know he'll be safe now that someone's able to fetch him home. You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town. And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I...
他小孩离开应该是有原因的，他妈妈感觉怪怪的。
Help! Someone's been killed!
What the hell?
I think I'm gonna be sick. No! I just stepped in a dead man's blood. And I think one of the fly... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
Me too. 右边那一间呢？这一间。Whoa!
Murder? Hey, is this the part where we go hunting for clues?
Not much I can do for this guy.
Doctor! Help him!
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths. Aren't they just? When I get to worrying about the marauders outside, the Raptidons chewing at the walls, I just turn my transceiver up to drown it all out. Most of the time it's stat.
You get to listen to games all day? Stellar Bay really is a paradise.
It's pretty swell, but it's a whole lot better with company. Say, I don't think I've seen you before, and I'd remember that face.
I'll try not to be a stranger then. Name's Felix, by the way.
别再撩妹啦！
Look at me, getting carried away again. So, what can I do for you? Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth. I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them. Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
亚光速承包商。
So you're really running around with us now, huh?
Sure am. I'm a part of the crew now. Got my own bunk and everything.
You know, Felix, now that you're a real pirate, I should induct you into the Pirate's Code of Silence.
Ooh, the Code of Silence. What's that?
It means you agree not to talk for a very long time.
OK， 聊完了，该我了。
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market. Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business.
Excuse me.
How? That was supposed to go out with the next batch of salt tuna. What are you suggesting, pal? Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
就这样，没了，这么简单啊！下一个。 Stella Bay.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for wrapped musk.
Bet they also pay to make it stink less.
Supposedly,
Weimar.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. Sorry. Seems I got my cables crossed. Thought you were another shakedown tough from Fallbrook. Hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing. Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. I don't have the bits for it, plain and simple. Besides, if I make an exception for him, I gotta do the same for everyone.
What now?
Hard workers? They turn dials and flip switches. The machines do all the actual work. Caleb and his crew have it better than anyone else around here, I'll tell you that much. If Caleb wants to keep this job, he'd better get back to it. I'm about ready to hire sublight contractors at this rate.
He's dead.
Same thing as me. Where's your proof? Because I know no one's been poking around my terminal lately.
MSI's gonna have a hard time getting legitimacy if everyone's so uptight about a little embezzlement.
Just as a hypothetical. Nothing to see on my terminal, of course. Because I've done nothing wrong.
欺骗失败了。
Maybe so. But I bet you Caleb runs out of bits first. Then he'll have to come back. He says he's got a stash to tide his crew over. Could be he's all talk. But if the money's real, I bet you he keeps it at home. Near the diner. For running me ragged while he takes an extended leave at the bar? Not on your life.
You are right.
Fine by me. Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working out. I can't keep working double shifts either. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jug... Something else on your mind? Stealing's such a nasty word. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed a sterile bio... We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for... Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of...
Hey, Ellie, you wanna know what I think? I think they ought to make a serial about our crew. Only, we'd have all these secret messages in every episode, see?
What happened to the Code of Silence, Felix?
Hey, why do you always do that thing with your eyes whenever I talk to you? You on the alert, maybe? Looking out for hidden enemies?
Let's just say you remind me of someone.
You again! You've really got to stop doing that! Braxton. I've never even heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry.
Dilated pupils, anxious posture, muscle spasms. She's high on some quality stuff.
No! Okay, maybe, just a little. Braxton always has a good stash, and I just like to let loose a little. Stop thinking about the Marauders and the Raptidons outside, you know?
Yes.
Oh, damn. He told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick, and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
You wanna know what I think? This Braxton fella threw away the trappings of society and joined a pack of wild Raptidons.
Yeah.
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quit?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
But not so generous I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself? Hiram? Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. Channel your anger. I only wish I could do the same. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's... Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations. Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but...
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
Not everyone likes the idea of hunting sprats in the back bays, Felix.
Your friend makes a good point, young man. I used to be young and idealistic too, but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
Indeed. Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Ingenious plan? Don't get me wrong, I'm starting to admire your sand, but I bet you could overcome...
What a charmingly roguish turn of phrase. Allow me to express my thanks at your competence and...
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit?
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the...
And a Mantisaur problem, and a Marauder problem.
Many, many problems, but they can all be solved with a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
这么容易啊?
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely...
Never realized fighting the bureaucracy could be this interesting.
It is quite the rush. I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town. which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons. Do be careful. I've lost more than a few people to marauders. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. But that's terrible. What happened? I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually. Of course I would have. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Yay!
You weren't supposed to look. I asked you to delete it. Oh, yes. No doubt someone else was having a laugh at my expense before you. This has been my albatross. The great shame of my career. I give MSI everything. My work, my youth, my left kidney, and for years... one of the executives required a transplant.
He's lucky they didn't want a liver or a heart.
I thought volunteering to donate might improve my prospects. Apparently not. In charge of a scrap heap of a city. Abandoned by the board and surviving only through the hypocrisy of our trading partners. I hadn't thought of it that way. Thank you for that. Was there something else? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff? Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
No, thank you.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today?
我需要你加入我的团队。
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it. But if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you, Grimm wore her patience thin a long time ago. Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid. Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings, whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
So weird. 你买这个干嘛？
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff, and some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Sebastian!
Would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask, just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work. He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
Good to have standards, I guess.
I know what I'm looking for. You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny. Not in Stellar Bay. Everyone else who isn't taken either smells like salt tuna or they're my boss. Besides, a man with a good smile and a proportionate upper to lower body ratio isn't something to pass up. Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
好了，我们去做媒人了。
You ever watch Agent Khan? He's got this ship, right? The Invincible? And we got a ship, right? So I got to thinking, who'd win in a race? The Invincible or the Unreliable?
You look like a woman who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts. Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days. but I've been meaning to ask her how that Raptidon acid is working out. I hope it's working okay, because no one else really seems interested in this stuff. Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm? Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talk. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues. You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice. Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
啊，搞定了，这么简单啊！
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What did he say?
Yeah, he love you.
Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia. I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on. Not to worry. If I never buy another Raptidon tongue, it'll be too soon. Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do, and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back-to-work look. Anyhow, thank you.
You're welcome. 储藏物哦。
Staying out of sight.
这不会被发现吧？
Nice going.
OK。加热。
Sure thing. What did you want to discuss?
你的钱没喽。
What? Something happened to our stashed bit carts? But I hid it so careful. No one saw me put the lockbox on my balcony. No one goes up there but me. We must be dealing with some sort of criminal mastermind. Well, if we can't afford to skip work, we ain't got no leverage. Space me, but good. I guess you ought to tell Velma we're coming back to work.
Yes.
Funny how that works out. Thanks for your help. You've gotten me out of a tight spot here. Take this for your efforts. Honest work deserves honest pay. Something else on your mind?
Thank you, man.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? Would you look at that? The Rizzo's logo is nice and bright, and you can still smell the ink on Mr. Holcomb's signature. I can't thank you enough. Still, you can have the bits I was going to spend at the bar this week. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker too. Never get the chance to use it these days.
Ho ho! 24000。哇吼！
Reminds me of the crew cabin on one of my first ships.
We gotta go exploring. I want to see some savages.
600公尺，哇塞！
Are these real ruins? Huh, it's just like in the serials.
Think they left anything good behind?
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
We're armed to the teeth. What's he gonna do? Kill us with generosity?
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The Raptidons and Marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner?
听起来有诈呀。
I'm sure I would remember something like that. Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
I think I just lost my appetite.
Huh.
What a pleasant surprise. Yet the Eternal does not desire that we huddle and hide crowded in. Out here, we are free. Just that your presence here is a gift to us, and one that... Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is going to cook.
这能吃吗？来，上来看一下。还有啊。
Oh, hi there. Did you come to bring us more of those rocket candies? That's wonderful. There was this other man who used to bring them. Not anymore, though. I don't know. I'm not really supposed to talk to strangers. Mama and Papa said he came from the city. When we got sick one time, he brought those candies to make us well again. And they worked. Now we feel better than ever. Mama says they're a gift from the Eternal. He said they were making us sick. Mom and Papa got real mad.
Some kind of off-brand drug, maybe? Wouldn't be the first or the worst.
They went to have a talk with him. Afterwards, they said he wasn't coming back again. Okay. Maybe I'll see you at dinner.
Think they'll notice if we slip out first?
那就吃吧。还有3楼哎。Whoa!
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have nightmares about this.
Who does something like this?
啊，死了！哇塞，头都不见了！这不会是晚餐的材料吧？ Jesus！ 我就觉得这家有问题。妹子不见了，妹子不见了。What the？ 谁啊这？
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
Quickly, my dear. She's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
肉质。闪现哦！
Monarch had monsters. Unexpected they look like people.
Gotta admit, killing them felt real good.
拿那么大枪，你还敢跟我打？
I just don't get how you can be so casual about your integrity, Ellie. Way I see it, you're either standing up to the board, or you're standing up for him.
I know nuance ain't exactly your strong suit, but it's not that simple. Grow a few hairs on your chest and you'll see.
I'd give you a friend. That he's got his load on and I'm stuck covering his shift?
He's dead.
That's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now. Oh, sure. Because Monarch's just teeming with experts in the finer points of salt tuna. Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start looking for a replacement. Something else on your mind?
Okay. Who is it?
Oh, thank the Eternal. I'm Huxley. Hux if you're lazy. I'm stuck. My friends and I were scavenging here, and a Manta Queen showed up. Then Raptidons. It was a void-blasted mess. I ran in here and, now the door's locked. Little help? It's easier than it sounds, alright? Next time you get chased by Raptidons, you let me know the rationality of your decisions. Phew. Thanks, lady. My buddy had a key, but I ain't heard him in a while. He locked me in here and took off. Probably got... So look for a dead guy, I guess. Or a rat. Maybe it's in a rat belly. Gross. Oh, much obliged.
Ah, phew. Thank you so much. It was getting all stuffy in there, and I was getting a mite lightheaded, and I think maybe I was gonna die. Now I'm out here, and I'm headed back to Amber Heights.
叛逆派，你是
Oh, sure, I'm a runner. I'm used to getting all dizzy, and hey, who's your identical, slightly blurry friend? But I ain't got nothing on me. How's about a heaping helping of appreciation and respect? Can do. Thanks a lot, lady.
See you. OK， 搞定了。
Oh, yes. I'm going to be up all night with this. All those blanks waiting to be filled, boxes waiting to be ticked.
Try to control yourself, sir.
Have you any idea how powerful this is? Corporations have been toppled with less. What a question! Bureaucratic micromanagement is the only way anything gets done in Halcyon, and proper documentation is a key part of that. For our part, a bill of liquidation/transfer Form 52 will protect our holdings on Monarch by temporarily assigning them to a pass-through entity once we drop our bomb on the board.
What?
Corporate espionage. How was that, Celia? Did I sell it?
Your best delivery yet, sir.
Celia?
Already noted for your review, sir.
I have reason to believe that one of the other corporations is operating on Monarch, illegally and in secret.
Really? Most of the time they do illegal stuff out in the open. Cheaper that way.
If we can find proof, I can use that as leverage to encourage certain powers that be to accept our Bolt 52 and reinstate us on the board. If someone is operating here, then Catherine's almost certainly supplying them out of Fallbrook. Perhaps she could be convinced to tell you where they are. That's part of the problem. She has certain ambitions for Stellar Bay, and I fear my asking...
Don't get yourself worked up, sir. It's perfectly natural to have a healthy fear of her.
We really don't need to discuss this now, Celia. Once you, subtly work out where this corporate facility might be, bring back proof of its operation. Maybe some nice letterhead. Or someone working there. That would do it. A foolproof plan if I ever heard one. I'll leave the execution to you.
怎么死缺都是我在做？我的。
Make him regret it.
Whoa.
Yeah, now that was fun.
Well, hello, and welcome to the home of the iconoclasts. I'm Rose. Please, take a pamphlet. In it, you'll find everything you need to know. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Why, we're the only free people in Halcyon. No corporations, no shackles, no problems. Oh, those are just hurdles. We deal with them as they come. You're welcome to stay with us, so long... That's a nice way to think about it. Graham would be our father. I suppose Zora might make a good mother if the two of them could stop arguing. You can think of those two as our leaders, but they're more like... Why, he's our founder. Graham taught us about philosophism. Through him, we came to the eternal truth. I'm glad you're asking, by the way.
感觉是邪教哎。
She's been with us since the beginning. I think she was our sawbone. She goes and finds people in the wilderness and gets them to come here. And she keeps us from being chewed on and whatnot. She's liable to take your head off if you screw up, but then she'll sew it back on for you. Graham's place is in the large building straight back. Oh, Graham settled here a long time ago. I wasn't around back then, but they say a lot of the old MSI corporate folks died here. The new boy! Yes, he's quite clever. He took to our teachings very quickly. Last I saw him, he was headed into one of the buildings up the hill.
山上
The infamous Amber Heights.
Looks like I'm not the only new face around here. What do I call you, stranger? Welcome to Amber Heights, Captain. You here to join the iconoclasts? Help us. I am not a little boy. Haven't been one for decades, no matter what my mama wishes. I take it she's still looking for me? Had hoped she'd accept my decision. According to her, stepping foot outside of the house in broad daylight, don't go play with friends. Mantisaurs will tear your arms off. Don't leave the city. Raptidons will spit acid on your... I stuck around way too long, ruled by her fears. I'm 42 years old, but she still sees me as a little boy in need of her protection. I won't stand for it, I tell you.
Show up with a bottle of vodka and some real good cusses. That'll show her how much you've grown.
Then she'll think they've brainwashed me into some kind of hooligan. As far as she's concerned, if I make any decision that's not aligned with her, she doesn't want to see me as anything other than her baby boy. Why would I go back again? What'll be different this time?
那怎么办呢？
You're right. I can do this. I just need to stand my ground and make her see she can't control me anymore. No one can.
Yes.
Never seen you before.
Who are you?
Take my advice. Move on. Get off-world if you can. If you can't, get to the bay. I've been halfway around T1. Nothing on this moon for nobody. It's pretty simple, kid. The only thing I got to teach is get the fuck off T1. Look, you want to buy the drinks? A great many things. I used to run with a squad of mercenaries here. Stands to reason they got them. Mostly we protect the folk from the beasts here. We split ways around the time this twice fuck. Thing is, I got myself some fond memory. Thereabouts. I'll be glad for it, but I ain't getting on in years, kid. Legs ain't working like they used to. Appreciate it, kid. I'm marking outposts on your map. You spend a lot of time out there. Might be a good place to start.
老大在哪边啊？2楼看一下。老大不在。
All I'm saying is it ain't worth it. It's gonna taste like trouble. It ain't.
That don't mean we ought to be following her into the jaws.
A mantiquine.
Yeah. We felled it, mind. But we lost 2 runners and 5 gun hands.
A stranger comes to our home. If you're looking for a path to walk, you've found one. If you're the truth that I have come to learn and embrace since out here, we survive by the sheer strength of our spirit. We have no need for the...
We do seem to burn through endless ammunition and medical tape, though.
Yes, well, such is life. Our descendants will enjoy safety and... Now, why have you come?
Money.
A great many things, in fact.
We could always use a hand rounding up supplies.
Or... Now here's an idea. There's an old printing press I've been... Oh yes, many facilities lie abandoned in the wilderness. Will you aid us in our cause?
Cause?
Wonderful. I requisitioned replacement rollers for it some time ago. Speaking of which, where is Huxley?
You bought rollers? You haven't even cleared the wraps out yet. What do you do? Forget it. Huxley's still recovering.
It seems we're out a runner. If you intend to help our cause, I'll ask you to meet our MSI supplier in her stead. One of our sympathizers. A woman named Carlotta periodically buys goods. Stellar Bay has caught on, but they remain friendly. She meets us in the ruins of Bayside Terrace.
So you're her mysterious savior. She sings your praises.
That girl and her songs, so eager to learn, so bright-eyed, so... wonderful. While you're at it, I wonder if Carlotta still has those high capacity... We can use them to copy and modify radio serials.
Unbelievable. I hope I don't have to tell you this, but if there is extra money, would you... Graham, if you need me, I'll be in triage. Nice day, huh? A monarch, anyway.
Trouble checking in? Or you might need directions to the amenities? No reservation? No problem. Day trippers are always welcome in our... Check in with Ms. Malin. She'll set you straight. I am here to anticipate... Guess it's true. Fallbrook really is the best kept secret in all. We're a leisurely stop. Man, oh man, it has been a parcel of pure Sublight owned and run, so you know you're safe while you're you're looking for Ms. Malin. On an errand for the boss lady? That sounds ominous, yeah. She's not but just down the way. A 10 to 1 says she's either pouring drinks or word to the wise. Ms. Malin don't take kindly to interlope.
Looks like my kind of town.
Drinking, gambling, and organized crime. Everything you need to keep civilization running.
You seen Arthur today?
Last time I saw him.
Hello, man.
Uh-huh. You blind, little bird? Or can you not see I'm busy? Why is it every sissy pig fucker who strolls into my town expects me to smile and shout awful friendly? Welcome to Fallbrook. Only nugget of paradise in this entire loft.
I could listen to her talk for hours.
Truthfully spoken, I do aim to properly represent my aforementioned nugget of paradise. I'll be sure to remember that, little bird. Want to tell me what you need? Well, I'm half listening. Good of you to finally haul your ass over here. I wired for backup weeks ago. Got something that's gonna require special... All right. One of my runners uncovered a cache of Alta Vitae gas. To extract the gas, you'll need to siphon it from the lab in Cascadia into one of your ships. I do like your gumption. To get to the gas, you'll need to navigate through the town, which is overrun by marauders. The lab itself has become an infested nest, crawling with manti.
I'm a doctor, not a vet. But what's the worst that could happen?
I shall leave the details to you. Now, after you clear the manti nest and reach the storage room, all that's left is to get the gas flowing into the fuel system. The task will require someone with technical skills. Dandy. Did I mention the gas is of an Once you've got our goods, take them to the groundbreaker. Lilia's fencers ought to handle the rest. I've marked the coordinates for you to the lab in Cascadia. Use the passcode Antediluvian on the terminal to get in. But before you make your run, I could use a heavy helping hand regarding a local issue. Good. This particular matter of opportunity has been eating at me for a while now. There's a Borst factory on up the way, run by a man who calls himself the King. Clive Lundberg, insufferable prick. That aside, it's a business ripe for the plot. Stars, I hope so. Clive Lundberg, the self-proclaimed Borst. He's making the only meal to be had this side of Monarch, and I'm tired of ponying up for... And you're the soon-to-be handsomely paid fucker who's Kill him, run him out. I don't rightly care for the details. So long as Clive knows resistance to... Hit him where it hurts. And his gut or his production lines ought to make do. Then I'd say you might care to poison... It'll be more than good when you're finished. Maybe not for Clive. Oh, and if you don't fancy going in guns blazing or crawling through a sewer pipe, see Don... May luck be with you, since I...
哇塞，这个任务也太多了吧！一个人跑出来。
That's the last of them!
机械守卫。
Take your best
哇！
shot.
That's the last of him.
哦吼！哦，他是员工哦。还有谁要打啊？进不去。
Here they come.
Oh.
Captain.
Oh.
It's
没子弹啊！找到你啦，克莱伍。
Whoa now. And just what do you figure you're doing up here? These are my private quarters, friend. I don't allow tours up here. I don't allow tours. Certain things require a mess to do. I do own a factory known for specializing in the canning of Borstwurst. Did you fancy me a cannibal? So, what can I do for you? My full attention is at your disposal.
I kinda liked it when his attention was elsewhere.
While I approve of your associate's let us move forward with the present proceedings.
有人要你走啊！
By sublight, you mean Catherine, do you not? That greedy stuff. Listen, friend. The Borst King of Monarch does not negotiate with coveters.
听起来不错哦。
You desire that I should lower myself to Catherine's level of crap. The king built this golden monopoly. You think to blackmail me? Try it. For true? You figure she will appreciate my skills? However, I remain unconvinced. I do admire a properly ruthless individual. If it will keep that sublight sow off my back, then the king is interested. John Hancock me on the dotted line, friend. I will even give her a cut of the profits, requiring. Do not push me. I am not one to suffer insults. Tell Catherine she is permitted to dump the bodies each and every Tuesday.
所以这里不是猪肉工厂啊，太可怕了吧
Hey, Cass. Knock, knock.
Catherine Malin could sour milk just by
I'm
glaring.
back.
How's Clive? Oh, this ought to be good. What does he mean to offer in exchange for his True enough, I got bodies piling up, drawing attention where they ought not to be. But if I take the factory, I don't need Clive to dispense of my messes. Can appoint someone to handle it myself.
Oh.
Point taken. Good help is hard to come by. Plus, Clive doesn't seem the type to upchuck his boards during dismemberment. Still, you're asking me to walk away from easy money. So are a lot of things in life. And your point is?
各退一步啊
All right. Color me convinced. Reckon I owe you a finder's fee. Don't spend it all in one place. Unless it's here.
皆大欢喜啦
Might be I know something about it. Might be someone hired my crew to blind drop supplies on the northern bridge. Might be they sure as shit weren't pirates. Now that I consider it, I ain't heard from my delivery team in far too long. Find them for me, and I'll pay you. We are friends, but them who push me end up dead. Look, I don't know if this is related, but it ain't escaped my notice that one of my She's been acting twitchy, even for her. Ask at the bar about a customer who shows up bi-weekly. I take it you don't have a reservation. No matter, I keep a suite of VIP rooms for visitors of your... The VIP rooms charge by the night. But for you, I'll make it a one-time fee. Marvelous. Do take care of the place. Maid service won't clean after a murder.
好，那我们今天这集影片呢，就先到这边，谢谢各位收看，我们下集见，拜拜。